Okay guys, today we got a Poulan with a Honda GCV160 on it, and I believe all we're going to have to do is clean the carburetor. Air filter looks good, oil looks good, spark plug looks good. Just the carburetor really needs to be done on this, and fired right up and died. Okay guys, without further ado, we're only going to need a few tools. I got a Phillips, I got a 10mm, and I got my brush kit. That's all we're really going to need to fix this thing. Okay, here we are guys. Like I said, very little tools. I got a 10mm, got a pair of pliers, I got a Phillips, and I got some brushes. We're going to start 10mm right here for the air filter cover. 1 and 2. Now the worst thing about these Honda 160s is the fact that it all comes down like that. You need like 20 hands to put it all back together. It's a pain in the rear end. But don't worry, I'll show you guys how I do it. So we're going to pry off that. Now pretty much there it is. Just falls over like that. It's one of the worst things about working on this. You just kind of run aware where your gaskets go. We know that goes there for the air filter, so we'll put that over here. Now we'll remove, see, it's all already coming off. Move that over there. We'll remove that right over there. We know the order it goes in. That's the worst thing about, you know, I don't know why they decided to do that instead of put the studs in it. It's always a pain. Okay, now just to double check, I want to make sure that fuel is coming out of here when I turn on the fuel. And it is, so that's good. So now from here, we just pull off the throttle. And just like that, we got the carburetor off. Putting it back in is the main problem. So without further ado, I'll take this to the car and we'll clean it up. We're gonna work right here on this brick here. So 10mm on the bottom, nice and easy. Comes right off. We know it had fuel in it. Now let's see what our problem was. Bowl looks relatively clean. Let's get some of that yellow stuff out. Looking good. Put that upside down. Now right in there, oh, you know what? I'm going to need a flathead. That's the one thing I forgot to grab. So we'll pull out the pin, pull out the needle, pull out the float. And the reason I said Phillips is because right here where the little idle is, we want to remove that to spray in there too. Oh, thank you. Let me see if that's going to work or not.
I got a bigger one.
No, I might need a smaller one.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to need, actually, hang on. Found a flathead. Customer had one. Husky brand. Yeah, it just barely fit in there. Just barely. Most of the time you got to shave down the ends when you're trying to pull out that. So, we got a flathead. Just tap it till that comes out, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at it and see if that's plugged up. I have a feeling it is. Yeah, there we go. So actually, let me go grab one more thing real quick so we can clean this. That is plum clogged. Normally you guys can see through that, and I will clean it out and then show you guys can see through that. So we pull that out. We don't really need to pull the emulsion tube out. What we're going to do is we're going to spray. We're going to make sure stuff shoots out here, and it is. Oh, look at all that green stuff. I don't know if you guys can see that. Pretty nasty carburetor just from sitting too long. Nothing bad, you know, it happens sometimes. So we'll take this and we'll take this through, and we'll make sure that that's popping through in there, and it is. You guys can probably not see that, but we know our cleaner is coming in there. So all we're doing is taking our brushes and we're going to go through every single hole. Just every single hole we can brush in, brush. Even this one right here where we took that Phillips out. Jam your brush in there and just clean it out. clean it out the best you can. And then you're going to spray carburetor cleaner in every orifice. So right there, we're going to go up in here. We're going to go back in the emulsion tube after we just took the brush in there. After we did that, we'll take the brush again. I need this thinner brush. We'll go right in that emulsion tube. And that should be very good right there. So now all we need to do is free up this, and I'm going to show you what to do with that. So give me 1 second, let me go get something. Okay, so in that brush set that's in my description, if you guys want to get it, they also come with this micro drill set. And what I like to do is try to find the thinnest one right about here. And we're going to try to poke through. Okay, see that one's a little too thin. So we'll go on to the next thinnest. And so you just want to slowly work it until it pops through. There we go, see? Bam, just like that. And look at all that gunk there. Let's see if we can't focus in on this. See that gunk on the top? We'll just wipe it off. And what I like to do is I like to spray a little carb cleaner in it, just to help with the next size up on the micro little drills. And if this one doesn't fit, we'll go back to the thin one we had. And now we'll just, you could hear it grinding. We're just grinding out all that gunk. Now if you guys look, should be able to see through that. Pushed it through. Now check it. Just like that. Take our bowl. So even though the bowl was relatively clear, the only thing that happened was this bad gas got clogged up in the emulsion tube and clogged the jet. Give this a tight, don't over tighten it. And we'll take back our little stopper here and screw that back in, and then now, like I said, the hard part, putting it back on the machine. Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to put the throttle back in first. That's a simple Z-bend, 100 times, pretty much easy to do. Now we're going to put the spring back on. Now here's the part where we got to play, how many hands do we need to do this? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the cover down. I'm going to get my studs ready. Let that hang down for 1 second. Get my other stud ready. I'm going to pre-put them through the air filter hole. Then I'm going to check where this gasket's supposed to go on, like that. We're going to put the gasket on. Pre-stud it. So now that gasket, oh, I didn't drop that. That gasket's on, just like that. Like that. We'll put that stud back in there. Because now when we put this on, we'll go right through the carburetor. So put that aside, just like that. Now we need the heat shield gasket combo, the auto choke part. I dropped that, see? That's the problem. Okay, just like that. There it is, all how it's supposed to be. Now from here, we put our two studs in the carburetor. Now we got to finagle, get them through the gasket. Get it through the auto choke. And just like that, put the fuel line back on. Now from here, we just tap it on there. Hand start them. tighten it up. Turn on the gas. We're checking for leaks. Make sure everything actuates. Okay, now before I put anything else on, I'm not seeing no leaks. So I'll take my pliers, move them, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to start her. And then we'll check and make sure everything is a-okay in the long run. So let's see what happens. And it took a while, but she fired up. She just had to remember what she had to do. Now let's make sure it's going to fire up again. Make sure it cuts a little bit of grass, and then we know this repair is done. Okay guys, let's see how this does. As you can see, it's a little overgrown, so we'll see how good she pulls through. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video on how to repair this Poulan, whatever you guys want to call it, lawnmower. But has a Honda, so that makes it good. Because normally Poulan is in the dumps. I know it's a little, you know, same thing, but with this one, it's a little different because of the way the carburetor is set up and stuff on it. It's just a pain in the ass. These 160s, man, they're just ridiculous. But we got it done. It was just a clogged jet, really bad, using those micro drill bits, as again, links in the description to everything I really use. And on the screen now, more lawnmower repairs if you guys need them. I tell you, people like those lawnmower repairs. So right up there, that's where they are. Right under that, that's what YouTube thinks you should watch next. And don't forget, over in the corner, that's my subscribe button. Until next time, guys. See ya.